our meat is good to go, we're gonna let it cool. Now we can start on our crust. The key to a perfect Jamaican beef patty crust is once again all in the ingredients. And you can't use just any kind of fat. That's the secret. We use a special fat called beef sweet or beef suet, and it's actually the fat that comes off of the kidneys. It's beef lard, but it's authentic and it makes the best patties. As you can see, this is the beef suet. It's already grated, it's white, it's frozen, and it's ready to make our patties, the flakiest patties in the world. I'm going to add 4 cups of sifted flour. I'm going to add 1½ teaspoons of salt. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of sugar, so we can have that right sweet and salty balance. And I'm going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking powder to help it rise. Just a little bit, not too much. And to give it that infamous, the authentic yellow color that we're all so accustomed to, I'm going to add 4 teaspoons of yellow coloring powder to the mix. And I'm going to give it a nice whisk. Make sure everything is incorporated so that our patties can be that beautiful yellow color that we're all so used to. And now it's ready to taste. What I'm looking for in this taste is for it to have the right balance of sweet, salty, and savory. Perfect. In addition to the beef suet, I also add butter flavored shortening. And I'm adding 1/4 cup of the butter flavored shortening to the mix. And this is going to assist it with getting that flaky texture that we're all so accustomed to. Now there's 2 ways you can cut this shortening into the flour. You can use a fork or you can use your hand. So as you can see, I'm just breaking it up in the flour. I'm just giving it a rough breaking up because you want the pieces of fat to be large so that when you roll it out, you roll the fat in between the various layers of flour, and that's what creates your flakes. Okay, that's ready. Now we're going to add our beef sweet or beef suet. Give it a stir. Give it a nice toss. Make sure everything is evenly coated and it's ready. Now to bind all of these wonderful ingredients together, we're going to create our liquid mixture. And to do that, we have 2/3 cup of ice water. We have a tablespoon of white vinegar. I'm going to crack 1 egg. I'm going to give all of this a quick whisk. And this is what's going to bind our patty crust together. And now it's ready. The key to any kind of pie crust or any kind of crust is not to overwork it. So we're just going to incorporate the liquid into the flour mixture just enough so that it comes together. And we do that by folding it in like this. We just want it to come together. It's coming together beautifully. We're done. Almost. If you take a look at this crust, you can see that the lard is still intact. It's in nice sized chunks. And this is going to create the flaky crust that we're all looking for. To roll it out, we're going to start off with some all-purpose flour. We're going to put a little bit in our plate. And we're going to put a little bit on the counter. We're going to take a piece like this of dough. Once again, you can see the texture that we're looking for. We're going to dip it into the flour. And we're going to begin our rolling process. On our first roll, we want to roll it out as flat as possible. Okay, as you can see, I rolled the dough out really thin. And if you look closer, you can see that I've just flattened the different pieces of lard in it. And this is what's going to create the flakes. What I'm going to do now is create folds in the crust. And these are going to give you various layers of flakes. And that's what we want. We're going to fold this about 5 or 6 times, and then fold it again. Put a little bit more flour down so it doesn't stick. And now we're going to form our patty dough, form our crust shape. Watch carefully. The shape that we're going for is sort of like an oblong circle. Now it's time to put our filling into the crust. We're going to take a heaping tablespoon of our filling, and boy does it smell good. And we're going to put it right in the upper center, and make sure that we put enough in there so that when you bite into it, it's juicy and it's just filling and irresistible. That looks like enough. We're going to fold our crust over. We're going to crimp the edges. And I'm not pressing too hard because I don't want to pierce the crust. I just want to seal the edges. And if you want, you can even take a little bit of that egg wash that we made earlier and seal it before you do this. Next, I'm going to trim our patty. We're going to slice it like this so that our patty looks ready to serve. We'll trim the other side here. And our patty is ready. We're going to bake these on a floured pan. We're finished rolling out our patties, but I love this crust so much I just got to roll me out a little piece of crust just to put on the side here. And now we're ready to put these bad boys in the oven. You see how beautiful they look? You can see the lard in there, and that's going to make the dough just so flaky and nice. I can't wait to put these in the oven and just actually sit down and to have one. We're going to let this bake for about 25 to 30 minutes. And then we're finished. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has finally arrived. These patties are done. I want to show you something. You see, I know what I'm talking about. When I tell you that this is the flakiest crust you have ever seen. Look at those flakes. Look at those flakes when you open up that patty. You see, I invented patties, and I know what I'm talking about. My name is Keith Dixon, and I'll see you next week.